Good morning everyone, good morning. So maya-maya tayo mag-start ang 10:30. Pero diyan lang kayo. Now ang gagawin natin is rarasyo ako ng ng prelim exams. So aside from that, mag-start na rin ako ng lecture ng midterms natin para kasi next week po I'll not be around. So I have other may appointment ako next Thursday. So I would not be meeting you online. But I will be doing the lecture na. So, yung lecture natin ng midterm is hahatiin ko siya into two para hindi naman kayo mabombard masyado. So we will be doing the half today and we'll be doing the half next week. Ayun po. Then after that week, you will be going to school para ma-experience yung system natin ng Hospital Information System or the HIS. So, yung mga group na sinend sa akin, please itago lang yun para for some announcement later on. Sige po, I'll be back at 10:30. Wait lang po. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So now we'll start with the lecture, Karacho. So I'll be sharing my screen. So I need to remove my camera muna. Okay, sige po. Now, so let me share my screen first. Yan, nakikita po ba yung screen ko? Nakikita po ang ang Word file. Please, somebody can talk kasi di ko na po nakikita ang class sa end ko. Di ko na nakikita si class So please confirm if nakikita po ang ating screen. Dito po kita. Yes daw. Okay, sige po. Okay, let's start number 1. In conventional radiographic workflow, what step work in radiation is used? So of course, when it comes to workflow, we studied that all workflow naman may exam perform. So of course, doon sa step na exam perform, doon po nakikita ang radiation or doon natin ginagamit ang radiation. So letter D, exam perform. Number 2, which among the following is wrongly stated? So it's letter C, requesting physician may transcribe radiologic official reading. So of course, check natin letter A, bakit siya correctly stated. Exam orders unanimous with physician's requisition form. Alam naman natin that when the physicians are doing their order or exam order, that is the same with the physician's order or the requisition form natin na tinatawag. So another, transcribing of results can be done through handwriting. So of course, when it comes to this, when we transcribe the result, pwede rin naman, meron tayong written transcription, di ba, that is being done by the doctors. Sila yung nagtatype, sila yung nagsusulat ng resulta sa likod muna nung request form para later on, i-digital transcribe na yan ng RadTech. So, next po is radiographic examination is done by the licensed professionals. So, of course, tayo namang mga RadTech yung gumagawa niyan. So, tayo po ay mga licensed professionals. So, number 3, order entry may be done. Of course, digitally and manually. Pag manually, yan yung handwritten. And then, pag digitally, it is being encoded in the computer. Okay? So, 4, film interpretation can be done by a radiologist. Of course, di ba? Tandaan po, radiologist lang o yung doktor lang po natin yung pwedeng mag-interpret. Hindi po pwede ang manikurista, hindi pwede ang radtech, di ba? Hindi rin tayo pwedeng mag-interpret. Though alam natin, but we are not licensed to do that. So, number 5, upon entry of patient in the radiology department, what is the first thing that is being asked? So sabi dyan, alam na nating pasyente siya and as radtech, ano daw yung una nating itatanong sa kanya? So ang una nating itatanong is yung pangalan. Okay, the name. So syempre, alam mo naman patient yan is part ng verification of information ng pasyente is knowing ano ba yung pangalan niya. Okay, that's the first thing that you will be asking. Number 6, upon entry ng patient, so alam na rin ulit natin sa departamento natin, ano yung una mong dapat alamin? Or what is the ano yung unang alamin ng radiographer o ng radtech? So of course, ang unang yung tatanungin muna or aalamin kay pasyente is ano ba yung concern niya? Okay, so kasi baka patient yan na lumabas lang din pumasok ng radiology, kasi naghihintay lang siya ng confirmation kung okay na yung x-ray niya, eh baka biglang in-x-ray nyo. So, that's wrong, di ba? Na-x-ray na siya eh. Or baka naghihintay lang siya, pamasok lang siya sa radiology para kumuha ng official results. So, or possible, patient yan pero may kakilala siya na radtech din, naka-duty mo, baka yun ang concern niya. Baka kasi ma-x-ray nyo, isipin nyo lahat na pumapasok ng radiology department are patients. So, baka i-verify nyo yung name kahit wala pa naman binibigay na request sa inyo, di ba, parang magulo yun. So, tanongin nyo muna, ano pong kailangan? Magpapa-x-ray po ba? That's one way of asking, di ba? That's pleasant way kasi sabihin niyo, "Papa-X-ray po ba?" Gano'n na lang. Kaysa sabihin niyo, "Ano pong kailangan?" So yun, okey. Ah, next 7. That's generic ha, I don't know sa exam baka naman nabanggit ko siya. Generic workflow, okay, is related to conventional. So tandaan po natin when we do conventional or generic workflow, we always use the field pa. And of course, may darkroom pa tayo dyan. Number 8, which among the following is the correct workflow? So of course, the correct workflow is letter C. That's order entry. Siyempre, kailangan muna ng request. And then, the examination will be performed sa examination room. And of course, yung film will be processed para makita kung goods na. And then, film interpretation will come after. And of course, encoding of results will be the last thing that we will be doing. Okay? So, yun po. 9, film processing can be done by a physician. Okay, tandaan lang po, it's letter D. Physician's duty is limited only to diagnosis. Okay? Ang ating physician or mga doctors natin, the radiologist or kung sino man, hindi po sila licensed to do the uh, to do the film processing. Okay, so of course, di rin naman nila trabaho yan. So, task sa atin yan. Because we know how to do it as radicals. Number 10, patient information can be seen in the following except. Saan daw siya makikita? Pwede daw siya makita sa lahat except saan? Of course, sa negatoscope. Sa school naman, di ba nakapag-lab na kayo? Wala naman kayo sigurong nakitang information sa negatoscope. Diba? So, lahat po ay nasa, ano lang, nasa uh, wala sa negatoscope but sa logbook makikita nyo yan, may patient logbook tayong tinatawag. Sa result form, of course, it has the PID or the patient identification. And sa order form, meron din. Okay, 11, in PACS workflow, X-ray detectors directly connected to, saan daw siya nakakonect? Sa image processor. Para diretso, pagka exposed, makikita na agad yung image, pwede mo nang gawin yung processing. Okay, 12, how CR and DR systems differ. So, tandaan na po natin, pag computer radiography, gumagamit tayo ng imaging plate. And then, pag DR naman, ang ginagamit natin ay detector. This will further be explained to you. Even the parts, kapag nasa next semester na tayo sa CRDR. Okay, manual images can be edited with repeat examination. Tandaan po natin, pag film-based workflow or generic workflow tayo, kapag may pagkakamali tayo sa image, di naman kasi natin agad siya makikita. So, kailangan mo muna i-process. Pag na-process mo yan, yung film mo, tapos may putol o may problema sa density and contrast, all you need to do is ulitin mo talaga yung exam. There's no other way. Okay? So, yun. So, unlike kapag CRDR, pwede mong expose lang ulit, di ba? Yun. Or kung kunyari technical factor naman yung problema, pwede mong i-edit na lang yung picture, di ba? I-adjust mo yung contrast and density. That is part of the post-medical image processing. Okay? So 14, an electronic image is associated with digital. So tandaan, pag electronic image, tinatawag din siyang digital images. Okay, 15, in the event of PACS workflow, which of the following is terminated? So pag may PACS workflow daw tayo, ano na yung nawawala? Based on the previous discussions about film workflow. So that's the chemicals. Okay, tinatanggal na yan. Of course, with PACS workflow, CCD, diba? Gumagamit tayo ng charge coupled device that is a detector used in BR. We have also the workstation. And of course, exam room. Okay, 16. Which of the following is an advantage of digital workflow? Okay, tandaan po natin, letter B, certain steps in conventional practices are eliminated. So, kunyari, mga wetting, the use of chemicals, so, and the use of darkroom, which is mahirap mag-process kasi sa darkroom, mga ganyan. Lahat po yan ay na-eliminate na. Mas napapadali na yung buhay. Okay, so, with that one, advantage siya sa digital workflow. 17, it is one of the tools needed to process digital images. Of course, cursor. So, 'di ba ang cursor kailangan mo 'yan. Yan yung 'di ba yung arrow pag nagma-mouse tayo. So, cursor is very important. So, the film cassette and X-ray beam are, of course, hindi naman sila tools, 'di ba? Para sa digital images, but all the cursor needs to be used para ma-access mo yung mga post-medical image processing tools natin. Okay, 18, manual entry of patient identification may be done by a radiologic technologist. Tandaan, okay? Sinasabi diyan, manual entry of patient identification. So, identification ng pasyente yung ini-input natin. So, ito ay ginagawa ng mga RadTech. Okay? So, 19, a radiologist staff who is knowledgeable about patient care, exam routines, and anatomy. So, of course, tayo po 'yan, okey. Of course, tayo ay part ng radiology staff, 'di ba, tayo ngayon taga-X-ray. So, tayo po ang may kaalaman pagdating sa patient care, exam routines, mga positioning, and of course, yung anatomical structures, 'di ba? 20, demographic information is unanimous with PID, of course. That's the patient identification. So, pareho siya, demographic information and PID. Number 21, who decides examination to be carried out by a radiographer? Of course, that is the requesting physician. Okay, so of course, yung requesting physician kung kanino nagpa-check up yung pasyente natin, siya yung gagawa ng request kung anong body part, anong projection, or ano yung ipapa-X-ray ng pasyente. Okay? So 22, referring to IHE model or the Integrated Healthcare Enterprise model, that's a workflow, di ba? Orders usually placed by, of course, the physician staff. Doon po sa doktor, di ba, kunyari na-check up na yung pasyente. Pag na-check up yung pasyente, doon sa office ng doktor, yung staff niya yung mag enter nun sa computer. Siya yung maglalagay na for chest x-ray. Okay? So, in sometimes, pwede yung doktor, pero most of the time, hindi niya na yung ginagawa. It's the staff. Okay? So 23, it is a permanent storage of report for physicians easy access. That is what we call the report repository. Always remember that report repository is part of the image archive or the server. So yan po ay part rin ng server, naka-integrate yan sa server para lahat po ng information, lahat po ng resulta ay na-encode, 'di ba? At nailalagay na save sa report repository. Okay, 24. It is where we position patients and acquire images. This is the examination room. Okay? Sa examination room, dyan po natin pinoposisyon. And dyan na tayo kumukuha ng images. 25. Image acquisition is complete when, of course, the modality signals the risk. Diba doon sa workflow natin sa IHE, nakalagay doon, when the acquisition is complete, kapag daw tapos ng exam, magsisignal po yung modality mismo to the risk na tapos na. Diba? Nasasabihan niya na yung risk na okay na para manonotify ngayon yung ating system, okay, or yung receptionist natin sa radiology na done na yung examination. Okay, 25. It is where the radiographic image and diagnostic information is stored for network access. It is in the image manager and archive or simply the server natin. Diyan po nasisave lahat ng information. 28. Referring to IHE model or the workflow model, which of the following is incorrectly stated? So check natin isa-isa, but the answer is letter D, incorrectly stated. So A, requesting physician can access their patient's electronic images anytime. Yes, because of the report repository, it helps them to access anytime because it has direct access to the radiology server. Okay, so letter B, RadTech on duty may have the control to where the image is sent. Yes, because of the networking protocols natin, which is the PACS and the DICOM. We can send the images either through PACS or through DICOM. Okay, so next, letter C, electronic images can be converted to film images depending on the department's protocol. Of course, because the PAC system, pwede niyang masend yung information doon sa printer, sa laser printer natin for printing, di ba? Para ma-print siya as film. May mga pasyente na naghahanap ng film na film nila kasi sabi nila binayaran nila yun. So, kailangan nila makuha. And of course, for future purpose or future, kunyari nagkasakit sila ulit, may at least may pang ano sila, Hindi pala ako nawala, akala ko nawala. Okay, balik ko. Okay, 31. HL7 stands for what? We all know that HL7 means health level 7. It is a messenger. So, health level 7 is very important para ang mga information natin or mga medical images natin will pass through different channels para makalakad siya. Okay? So yun po. 32, it is a worldwide standard for storage and transmission of medical imaging. So that is the DICOM. Okay, so alam na po natin yan. DICOM also has two purpose. We have the DICOM as networking protocol and a file format. So 33, it is the year when IHU was integrated to radiology. It's 1998. So tandaan lang po yan. That's a trivial type of question. Pag ganyan. Okay, so 34, it is an imaging modality used to produce dynamic images. When you say dynamic images, images are moving, gumagalaw po. Tandaan. So among all the choices, it is only the fluoroscopy who can provide us with dynamic images or moving images or body parts while ginagawa siya. So real-time imaging siya. So 35, it is an imaging modality used to check bone age. It is the DEXA scanner, tinatawag din siyang bone densitometer. So this is used to check the bone age kung ilang taon na ang bone as compared to the real age of the patient. May mga ganun kasi na mas matanda yung bone kaysa sa pasyente because of the structure ng bone. Usually ang bone kasi dapat ang spongy bone part niyan on your inner part ng bone is sobrang lilit ng butas dapat ng kanyang spongy bone. Ngayon, kapag lumalaki yan, giging porous na siya, less porous na. Ibig sabihin, ano na siya, giging brittle. Okay, so with that, kapag brittle ang bone, osteoporosis yan. Okay, or low bone mineral. Nagiging low bone minerals na siya. Okay, 36, it is an imaging modality that uses transducer, it's ultrasound. Okay, US, yan po ay abbreviation for ultrasound. Okay, you've studied that in medical terminology. So 37, which of the following modalities is not used to treat and diagnose cancer spread? So it's the cyclotron. Cyclotron is an equipment wherein dito po ginagawa yung mga artificial radioactive materials natin. So yung mga technetium-99, iodine-131, dyan po yan ginagawa. Okay, para lang makontrol yung half-life and the energy. So the rest are used to diagnose cancer spread like the cobalt-60 linear accelerator, and of course for diagnosis purposes, it's the CT scan or CT simulator in radiation therapy. So 38, it is a modality wherein it produces axial electronic images that utilizes ionizing radiation. So of course, CT scan. Actually, CT scan and MRI can produce axial electronic images. However, CT scan is the only machine that can provide us with axial electronic images that uses ionizing radiation. Sa MRI po kasi ang ginagamit natin ay magnets na, so different siya. So 39, it is a modality that produces axial images that utilize non-ionizing, so it is the MRI. So 40, it is a fluoroscopic machine usually used in the operating room, it is the C-arm. So always remember, kapag po C-arm, movable siya, mobile siya, pwede mo siyang dalhin kahit saan. Pero kapag fluoroscope, it also provides dynamic images. However, ito ay stationary. Usually integrated siya sa machine or sa x-ray machine natin. So hindi siya pwedeng dalhin. Unlike ni C-arm na pwede mo siyang dalhin. Okay? 41. This machine is used to diagnose osteoporosis. That is what we call bone densitometer or the DEXA scanner. 42, what happens with osteoporotic bone? Kapag osteoporotic na daw ang bone, so ibig sabihin, bumababa ang bone mineral niya. So, specifically what happens is the cancellous bone is less porous or the spongy bone. 43, it is used to deliver external beam radiation for cancer patients. That is what we call linear accelerator. Radiopharmaceutical is used in what study? So it's in nuclear medicine. Okay, sa NUCMED po siya. Okay, the radiopharmaceutical. 45, radiopharmaceutical is composed of lahat po. Okay, it has radioactive material, tracer, and of course a metastable element. 46, it is used to pick up radiation signals that create image in nuclear medicine. It is our scintillation camera or the scintillator camera. Tandaan lang po natin kay scintillator camera, it is a solid state detector that is used for the detection ng energies. Okay, it includes in nuclear medicine. Tinatawag rin siyang Inger camera kay nuclear medicine. So next, 47, radiopharmaceutical uh, is introduced in the body through lahat po. Okay? Pwede mong, ang radiopharmaceutical ay parang contrast media na pwede mong ipa-inhale, di ba? In air form, pwede mong ipaswallow kung liquid yan. Okay, pwede mo ipaswallow, pwede mo ring i-introduce through veins, intravenous. Okay? So it is a radiographic imaging equipment that lets us bring radiology service to the patient's room. So yung mga pasyente na hindi kayang bumaba, maybe due to some conditions or restrictions, tayo ang aakyat sa kanila para ma-x-ray sila. At ang gagamitin natin ay portable x-ray machine. 49. A physician can order for a fluoroscopic study to help in the following procedures except. Ayan. So, pwede pong gamitin ng fluoroscopy for orthopedic studies, meaning for examination of the bones, di ba? Any x-ray of the bones or skeletal system, pwede. Or kunyari, interventional studies, pwede natin ang guide si fluoroscopy for catheter insertion kasi hindi mo na makikita yung ugat. So, better na pag pinapasok yung catheter sa ugat, nakikita siya. So, gagamit tayo ng fluoroscopy para mangyari yon. And of course, kasama na dyan yung vessel function. Kung ah, kunyari, may mga pagdurugo or kunyari may pagbabara sa mga vessel. So, makikita natin siya. We can use also the fluoroscopy to check on that. 50, which of the following is unnecessary? So, of course, asking the patient marital status is unnecessary because kung na-verify mo naman na lahat ng information niya, you don't need to double check na yung kaniyang marital status. Di mo pwedeng tanungin, single po ba kayo, may asawa ba, ganyan. So, sa atin, sa radiology, importante lang na malaman natin yung basic information ng pasyente natin. Okay, yun lang po yung limit natin dapat. So, wala na po dapat tayong other pang tinatanong sa pasyente. But yung importante lang. Okay, which is hanggang middle name. Hanggang dun lang ako, birthday. Okay, yun lang yung tinatanong. Tapos, yung kung single ba, yun na. Tatanungin yun. Okay? So, of course, kasama rin yung removing all metallic and accessories prior to radiologic exam. Importante ito. Kasi importante siya ng verification. Kasi, paano kung doon sa suot niyan jewelry or anything, so metallic accessories nga ay meron palang mga meron palang kasama doon na na hindi dapat nandun or tumakip siya sa mga tumors or any bukol na dapat na-diagnose because uh, hindi lang siya na-diagnose because of that. So, better na alamin siya or patanggal talaga. Another is asking the patient for previous allergic reaction to any medicine, lalo na kung magko-contrast study tayo. So, it requires the introduction of contrast media. So, pag gano'n, kailangan alamin kung may allergic reactions kasi lalo na kung may allergic reaction sila sa mga seafoods kasi iodine yung ibibigay nyo. So, may chance na pwedeng magkaroon ng allergic reaction siya dun sa iodine or sa contrast media natin. So, at least pag gano'n, known yung allergic reaction niya, hindi na siya bibigyan. May mga alternatives naman tayong pwedeng gawin. Pwede mag-ultrasound, other modalities, or we can proceed with the study without the contrast media. Pwedeng gano'n. Okay, so yun lang po for our okay. Stop na yung pagpo-broadcast. Ayan. So, do we have any question? Hindi pa pala na-record. Anyway, ayan. Okay. Hindi pala siya nare-record pag naka-screen siya. Di bali, i-record na lang natin yung mismong lecture natin today. Before we proceed with the lecture for midterms, do you have any questions? Can I see in the chat box po? May tanong. Ayan, before we start, we're done with the ratio ng ating prelim exam. Before we start with the midterm topic, do you have any questions? Wait, do you have any questions, mga kaibigan? So I can answer. If wala, just type na answer. Ito, kung hindi ko siya kaya wala. Hanggang alas 12 lang. Hindi pa. Oo, maya pa to. Patapos pa. Mga 30 minutes lang. Lecture lang. Ganyan din ako pag sa TV mo. Anong maingay? Lecture na ako. Ayoko nga naman masyadong tumitigas ang dumi ko. At hindi man healthy, laging baboy ka ng baboy.
Hindi naman, baboy na ano naman.
Kahit na pare-pareho lang ng meat.
Eh, may isda kung binibigay sa'yo, ayaw mo naman.
Binigay mo tapos na kumain.
Wala naman iba pinagluluto doon, kundi puro baboy na nga.
Huwag na kasi.
Huwag ka na kumain.
Kaya ako naman, diskarte ng kain.
Kahit pa paano, kahit ang linggo kailangan may dalawang baboy.
Everyday nga tayo nagbababoy, hindi lang isa eh.
Lang yung minsan nagkakaroon na
Hindi lang everyday, isang araw, tatlo pa.
magpapaan lang yung ano, minsan nga puro manok. Ayaw naman, ang gulo nyo. Ayaw kayo bumili sa sarili.
Oo, kanya-kanyang bili.
Para ikaw bumili ng kain. Basta kapag kain ka na
Naka-on daw ang mic ko. Naka-on. Kamay nga eh. Open daw yung mic ko. Naka-open pala mic ko, sorry. Sorry guys, sama ko yung nanay ko. Maingay. Sorry.
ayaw bumili ka.
Kamay. Hello, good afternoon. Good morning. So, meron ba sa inyo na mag-special exams? Matutuloy daw ang special exam as per the announcement. Pasuyo, Keiza, kung meron man sa inyo mag special exam, please reach out to Sir Gwen para malista sa para mailista yan sa listahan na mag special exams. Pasuyo ako, Keiza. Salamat. Okay, sige po, let's continue na the discussion. So, in midterms, what we'll be discussing is the basic medical image processing and analysis. So, sa quality evaluation, we'll be checking on that later kung ano bang ginagawa. We have the statistical analysis and information entry. And of course, the coding and decoding, stable and unstable signal processing, transformations. Ito yung highlights natin because important yung pre-medical and post-medical image processing. Kasi sa imaging, hanggang CRDR, ano nyo to, dapat alam nyo siya kasi ginagawa natin siya. So, nag-laboratory naman na kayo kay Sir Clarence. So, what you are doing sa computer is a post-medical image processing. Okay? And then, next po natin is medical image displaying, visualization and representation. Okay, we'll also discuss on display monitors. Later on, yung tatlong display monitors na ginagamit natin, the CRT, LED, LCD, tsaka gas plasma. Okay, we'll also discuss on medical image distribution network and communication. So these are softwares that would help us mag-distribute ng ating network, and that would help us na mag send ng information or ng ating mga data, okay, from one device to another device. Of course, in order to do that, you need to know, though hindi naman tayo yung gagawa talaga nito, but the supplier, but of course, as Radtech, dapat alam nyo rin yung network architecture, topology, so paano ba ina-arrange. Okay, and of course, network structure and system components. So in order for us to do or to establish that, you need to know paano ba siya ginagawa, or you need to know paano ba yung system gumagana at ano yung mga components para mabuo. Okay, and of course, medical image data transfers. So it's more of detailed method on how to send information. And of course, may mga sending tayo na ginagawa over the network. So we will be needing the internet services for that purpose, or for that reason. And then we need to know, in order to better understand paano siya nagsisend, 'di ba? We need to know the web applications, ano pinagkaiba niyan sa web services, and the client-server distributed computing. So, paano ba siya nangyayari and paano yung nagiging communication between the client and the server. So, next is the enterprise computing for medical imaging informatics. This talks about more on the process of what we've discussed in prelim, yung ating tinatawag na IHE model or the integrated healthcare enterprise model. Okay, quality evaluation. So sa quality evaluation po, it is the process of examining and passing a judgment on the appropriateness or level of quality standards. External evaluation is a process of undertaking an independent evaluation. So tandaan po natin, when it comes to quality evaluation, that it is the process now of checking on the judgment or checking on the process, okay, wherein we check on the processes na meron tayo sa radiology, and aside from that, we further check on the images that we create, 'di ba, aside from the processes, 'di ba, kasi at the end of the day the output natin is a quality image, so we need to examine and check the images natin and the quality na meron yung ating images. Okay? So, with that, we check on the appropriateness, 'di ba? On that level, 'di ba? So, meron tayong tinatawag na external evaluation. The external evaluation is done by external professionals wherein hindi dapat sila employed ng ating hospital para they can have a judgment na fair. Okay, and primarily they have the experience, they have the background on what they will be evaluating. Diba? So, ganun. So, next is statistical analysis and information entry. Statistical analysis is all about the science of collecting data and uncovering patterns and trends. Always remember that statistical analysis is very important and crucial in our study because this statistical analysis is what we check or what we do sa ating uh, data. Okay, it's all about understanding the data, and that data is of course important to uncover some patterns that would guide us in the diagnosis or the trends in diseases. Kunyari, nung COVID, di ba, the numbers are rising and then may updates tayo palagi ito kung ilan na yung cases. And that would tell, di ba, makakatulong din yan kung para masabi na may epidemic ba, may pandemic ba. Okay, kung ilan bang countries yung may affected na ng certain disease. So, importante yung statistical analysis. So, in our level sa radiology, syempre, it would be beneficial din. Okay, and contributors din tayo sa ibang diseases. For example, 100 yung nagpa-X-ray, kasi 1,000 kunyari nagpa-X-ray for this month. And then, out of 1,800 yung may nagpa-chest X-ray. And then, among dun sa 800, 700 yung may pulmonary tuberculosis or PTB. So, that would tell through statistical analysis yung trend na ato may problema pala ngayon, meron palang increased incidence uh, of pulmonary tuberculosis in the specific area. Okay, so ganun lang. Okay, so information entry is important as well because this is an important task na ginagawa natin kapag tayo ay nag-i-input ng information, ng patient information natin sa computer. So, that is one way of doing so and inputting the information of the patient in the computer. So, tatandaan information entry is only applied in digital imaging. So, kapag nagsulat kayo sa logbook, hindi siya information entry, iba siya. Okay, so that's simply inputting or nilalagay nyo lang, sinusulat nyo lang information. Now, this is now a topic which is very important, but again, This is actually the job of the ITs now, the programmers. Pero ang maganda lang, at least alam din natin kung anong meron or paano nila siya ginagawa. So, say for example, in doing a program or an application, it is composed of different codes na dapat ilagay. Ngayon, meron tayong mga tinatawag na programming language. Si programming language, madami po yan. May Java, may C++, at kung ano-ano pa. Ngayon, depending on the program na gusto mo, yung language na gagamitin mo. So, sa programming language, doon kinocode, doon ini-input ang codes. So, when you put, or that is, the code is, ano yan, combination siya ng mga alphanumeric keys that would help us, that would guide us, di ba? In preparation, or that would guide us in doing the job that we want to do, or what the commands kung anong gusto natin gawin. Let's say for example, in coding, ang gusto nating mangyari ay pag pinindot ko tong arrow sa right natin, magne-next siya. So that is the command. Yan ang gusto ko. Okay, tawag yung command. Ngayon, syempre magsiset ka ng codes. Ang mga programmer maglalagay ng codes. Combination yan ng numbers, letters, symbols. That is alphanumeric and symbols, key. Okay, combinations para mangyari yung certain command na yan. Ngayon, kunyari na-input na nila sa programming language nila. So, ang gagawin, ira-run. Meron, kiklik sila na run. Kailangan mag-run yun. Para doon sa code, based doon sa code na ginawa nila, dapat mangyari yung gusto nila. Kunyari, mangyari yung pag-enter ko ng ganyan. Okay? Mangyari dapat yun. Ngayon, pag di rin nangyari, ibig sabihin, either nagkamali sila ng code or may problema sa network or sa internet. So, ang tawag doon pag hindi hindi nag-proceed is unstable signal processing. Okay, naging unstable yung signal. Sabihin, hindi natuloy. Ang reason, pwedeng nagkamali sila dun sa codes na nilagay nila or simply the internet connection. Ngayon, pag nag-go, nag-run, ibig sabihin stable. Stable yung network. So, pag-run siya, tama. So, when it comes to processing the signals, so we always check, di ba? Kung tama and reliable, di ba? Yung ating signal processing. So, ang goal natin palagi is to have a stable signal para dire-diretso yung trabaho. Okay? So, yun po. Now, decoding, what is decoding naman? Kunyari, di ba, nag-text ng code sila, naglagay na sila ng codes. Kunyari, hindi nag-run. Ngayon, i-decrypt nila yun, meaning, papaguhin nila, ayusin nila yung arrange. Okay, so ganun yung mangyayari. They will fix the arrange. Okay? Next, transformation. So, of course, since we are dealing with innovations as Radiologic Technologies, we are open dapat sa transformation. So in IT, transformation is all about change, 'di ba? Kung may mga pagbabagong gagawin sa mga system kasi nga minsan nagkaka-bugs, yung bugs minsan nagiging cause yan ng pagbagal ng system. So nagta-transform. So laging chine-check yan ng mga IT and inaayos nila. Okay, that's all about transformation. Fixing siya. Now, let's proceed to pre-medical image processing and post-medical image processing. So, tandaan lang po natin when it comes to pre-medical image processing and post-medical image processing. So, dalawa siya. Always remember, this happens when nagpa-process na tayo or we are going to the path na magkakaroon na tayo ng visible image or masushow na siya sa display monitors natin. So, we have two. We have the pre-medical image processing and the post-medical image processing. So, tatandaan lang po natin, the pre-medical image processing, okay, it is done by the computer itself. So, ito automatically naka-program siya para gawin siya on its own by the computer. Okay, so gagawin siya. Now, pag yan po ay ginawa na ng computer, okay, ginawa na yan ng computer, matic, okay, matic na yan na gagawin ng computer. So, pag tinanong kayo what is specific system or software that does that, yung pre-medical image processing, it is the acquisition gateway or the image acquisition gateway. Sa image acquisition gateway, nangyayari yan pre-medical image processing and kasabay niyan, nasa image processing, nasa acquisition gateway din si HL7 or health level 7. Kasi from the acquisition gateway, siya na yung magdadala si HL7 from the machine or modality going to the monitor. Okay, para makita na natin siya sa display monitor. So, syempre may mga steps tayo in pre-medical image processing. Number one is the image reconstruction. So, si image reconstruction happens in between the the multiplier 2 or the ADC sa analog to digital converter. So, dyan yan nangyayari sa analog to digital converter and then diretso na siya sa monitor para mapakita na yung mismong image natin. So, image reconstruction is assigning bits para ma-complete na yung ating image na makikita sa monitor. So, recon ang tawag, image recon. Okay? Next, kasama dyan, pagtapos na yung reconstruction at nakita mo na ng kompleto yung image mo, radiograph mo sa monitor. So, what will happen is a background removal. So, mare-remove yun. Okay, mare-remove yung background. And then, pag na-remove yung background, kasabay na mangyayari is noise removal. Always remember in digital imaging, our goal is to create wider latitude images. Meaning, kailangan mo wider latitude yung images mo or nasa range of different exposure siya para madali mo siyang ma-edit. Okay, madali mong ma-edit yung density and contrast. Ngayon, with that, pag ganon, madali mong ma-edit yung density and contrast, kailangan okay, taasan mo yung technical factors mo para ma-edit mo, para magkaroon ka ng wider latitude at pag edit mo siya, okay, madali. Okay, so with that, kailangan mataas ang technical factor. However, kapag mataas ang technical factor mo, okay, mataas din ang noise mo, mataas din ang scattered radiation mo. Pag mataas ang scattered radiation mo, what will happen? Increase ang noise. Increase yung unnecessary blackening sa field mo. Pag increase ang unnecessary blackening sa field mo, mataas ang noise. So, syempre, hindi natin gusto ang noise, hindi natin gusto na mataas masyado ang noise. Kaya, automatically, nagkakaroon ng noise reduction or noise removal. Kasabay yan ng background removal because background, okay, nasa background din kasi yung noise. Plus, madali mong tataas ang quality ng image mo pag tinanggal mo yung background. 'Di ba? Mas mag-brighten up yung color or mas increase yung contrast. Plus the spatial resolution is being resolved. So, na-address din siya. Okay? So, yun po. Now, as part of the pre-medical image processing is what we call image compression. So, this is a process wherein digital image information is of course being recorded and saved using fewer bits, meaning in short, from a higher memory space, pinapababa natin siya. Okay? So bakit? Kailangan because kapag mataas masyado ang kanyang memory na kakainin sa ating computer or sa server natin. Okay, that file o pag dumami yan, pwede siyang maging cause ng pagbagal ng system. Bakit? Yung cellphone nga natin pag maraming laman, di ba, bumabagal siya. The same thing with our server and computers. Kapag sobrang daming laman, bumabagal talaga siya. So we don't want that to happen kaya automatically ginagawa ng image acquisition gateway natin is baba niya yung memory consume ng isang file para magkasya siya sa server at maiwasan na sobrang bumagal siya. Okay, so it addresses efficiency as well. Okay, kuha po. Okay, yun lang po ang nangyayari. Okay, now, last topic natin. Hanggang dito lang muna tayo today. Sa next, na tayo. Magla-lecture ng others sa next meeting. By the way, wala ako next week. So, next week po. Okay? Post-medical image processing naman, ito naman ay ginagawa na ng mga RadTech. Kapag done na ang image acquisition at napakita na sa monitor na meron na ang image, okay na. Okay, it's the time na tayo naman ang gagalaw. Tayo naman yung mag-edit ng picture or ng radiograph natin. So, post-medical image processing, ano ba yung mga steps? Filtering. The simple as filtering, parang kapag tayo ay nag-filter ng mukha natin sa mga filter sa cellphone, that's how it is. So it is a technique for modifying or enhancing an image. You can filter image, emphasize certain features, or remove other features. Pwede naman, edit mo, i-crop mo, pwede yon. Image processing operations implemented with filtering include smoothing. Ayan, isa-sharp mo yung edges para makita mo yung bones kung may mga fracture man yan para mas mataas ang spatial resolution, pwede. We can also do image enhancement. Okay, it's the procedure of improving the quality and information content of original data before processing. So common practices po natin dito is contrast enhancement, spatial filtering, okay, and density slicing. Tandaan lang po yan. Kasama rin po dito is registration, is the process of compiling individual scans to a cohesive point cloud that can be used for modeling and measuring. So, automatically, okay, ginawa pala natin ito na naggawa tayo ng parang folder wherein nandoon lahat mapupunta yung images, doon mapupunta lahat ng mga kailangan natin na information ng pasyente and naka-classify siya. Kasabay na din doon is classification wherein nandoon lahat nasa isang area na lang yung ating gagawin. Okay? So, yung mga dapat nating i-image sa isang pasyente na. Okay? So, ganun po yung nangyayari doon. Okay? So, next po. Classification is also done. Okay? It is an action wherein the process of classifying something according to shared qualities. Okay, so ito naman, pinagsasama-sama natin yung mga examination today. Usually ganyan ginagawa sa classification. Or pinagsama-sama yung sa isang buwan, gano'n, para malaman mo yung census. It will also aid or help us doing the classifications. Doing the analysis pala, the statistical analysis. So it would make it easier for us to do. Okay, yun lang po. Okay. Before we end, yun lang naman. May questions po ba? Pasensya na kanina. Okay, may questions po ba? And I see the chat box. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, sige po. But I'll be giving you activities ha, para pagdagdag sa grades nyo for midterms. And of course, I'll be giving you, the activity rin natin sa school using the system na meron. So, I can teach you siguro kahit basics lang nun kasi madami siya masyado. It will take too much time. Pero yun nga, ang ituturo ko sa inyo is yung kailangan lang natin sa radiology. Okay? So, yun po. Okay, do we have any questions pa po? Wala na. Sige, maraming salamat everyone. Have a nice day. Magpahinga po at mag-lunch ng maayos. Maraming salamat. Ingat kayo mga RRTs. Ingat po ang mga RRTs. Thank you. Salamat. Ay, gusto pa ba